Hello, good evening everyone. Hello, good evening in the online class.
Good evening.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yes, okay. For offline class, don't forget to say hi to the online class ya.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Well, today I'm very happy ya because I can see all of you both in online class and also offline class. Well, whether you are sitting in front of me or behind the screen ya, ada yang di depan saya dan ada yang di belakang layar atau online class. Saya tidak akan full of English. Saya campur bahasa Indonesia dan bahasa Inggris, yaitu kita biasa mengenalnya dengan istilah code mixing and also code switching. Kalau saya full of English, saya khawatirnya nanti mahasiswa ngantuk semua ya. Ujung-ujungnya kabur, kemudian tidak ada di sini tapi adanya di alam mimpi karena ngantuk mendengarkan saya full of English. Well, let's make today class more productive and also engaging for us ya. So before we start, I would like to introduce myself. Kalau ada orang bilang itu tak kenal maka tak sayang. Jadi saya berharap disayangi mahasiswa sebagai dosen gitu ya. Well, this is my name ya. My name is Widya Haryanti. You can call me Miss Widya atau Miss Wid. It's up to you ya. Mrs. Widya juga boleh. And you can visit my Instagram profile Widya_art. Usually I teach bahasa Indonesia, English, full of English, all of English. Mau English for economic, English conversation, and then ada juga TOEFL equivalent ya. Semua bahasa Inggris. And then usually I teach business or technology and practice and also internship. I have been working in Institute Asia since 2013 until now. Jadi dari 2013 sampai sekarang. Sebelumnya saya melalang buana di institusi lain dan sekarang berarti saya almost 12 years ya. Waris menyatu dengan Asia. And then in 2018 until 2025, I'm as coordinator of community service. Jadi community service itu adalah pengabdian kepada masyarakat oleh dosen. Yang dilakukan dosen, melakukan sosialisasi, kemudian melakukan pelatihan ya. Nah, dosen tidak hanya mengajar, tetapi juga memberikan pelatihan kepada masyarakat. Nah, itu saya sebagai koordinatornya. Dan juga satu lagi yang penting adalah research, melakukan penelitian. Mungkin di sini nanti mahasiswa ada yang memilih lulus dengan jalur publikasi. Nah, berarti harus melakukan penelitian dan mempublikasikannya di jurnal penelitian. Sama halnya dengan pengabdian. Pengabdian juga ada jurnalnya. Jadi setelah dosen melakukan kegiatan pengabdian, dosen harus menulis dan mempublikasikannya di jurnal pengabdian. And I'm also editor and reviewer community service journal. In 2025, jadi baru tahun ini, I am as a head of development at research and community service. Jadi di lembaga yang menaungi penelitian dan pengabdian itu, saya beralih ke Kabit Pengembangan. And also I'm still as editor and reviewer community service journal. Misalkan nih teman-teman di offline and also online class, kayaknya kalau online class nggak mungkin ya mau ikut pengabdian dan penelitian dosen ya. Kayaknya yang offline ini masih memungkinkan untuk ikut. Okay, that's about me. Now it's your turn ya, giliran teman-teman. Silahkan please, introduce yourself, mention your name, and then where do you live, where do you work, and what is your hobby maybe ya. Kira-kira hobinya apa, kerja di mana, dan dari mana. Kalau online sepertinya jauh-jauh nih, mungkin ada yang dari luar Jawa. Nah, please let us hear from online dulu kayaknya ya Mas ya. Dari online class ya. Nah, yang offline senang sekali. Oke, thank you. Oh, yang offline sudah. Oke. The first, halo, Mas siapa tadi ya? Mas Adi. Kira-kira bisa on mic kah atau on cam boleh? Halo Mas Adi.
Hello, Miss.
Ya, please introduce yourself.
Uh, Waduh. Good evening, Miss Widya.
Good evening.
Let let me introduce. My name is Adi Prastia. I live in Jember City. My hobby is fishing.
Pising, Jember City. Jember masih Jawa Timur ya, tapi lumayan jauh kalau dari Asia. Oke, thank you Mas Adi. And then next
Thank you, Miss.
is Mbak Alvita.
Ya, perkenalkan pakai bahasa Indonesia atau?
Pakai bahasa Inggris.
Oh, my name is Alvita Fitasriani. I'm from As Tangerang, Tangerang Selatan.
Sorry, from?
I'm from, huh?
Can you repeat, please? Maybe you
I'm from Tangerang Selatan.
Tangerang? Is it Tangerang?
Yes.
Oke, out of Tangerang,
Ntar
Jakarta.
gue makan lagi. Ya. I'm from in corporate media. Hobi, hobi saya game, playing in game.
Oke. Gimana Mas Shaldi? Mas Shaldi menyebutkan apa? Mobile Legend? Oke, thank you Mbak Alvita. Next is Mas Andre. Halo Mas Andre. Oh, off mic and also off cam. Okay, still on the way ya. Next is Mbak Angel.
Halo, Miss Vidya. My name is Angel Charnia Putri Pratama. I like in guitar. It's Java.
Okay, good. Thank you Mbak Angel. And then this one, sorry, Mbak Ormas Ataila Azrial Abbas. Mas ya.
Hey, yes, Miss.
Halo Mas Abbas.
Yeah,
Halo Mas Abbas.
my name is Ataila Azriel Abbas. You can call me Atta. I am from Malang and my hobby is reading book.
Okay, good. What kind of book do you like? Is it
Uh,
scientific book?
Fiction.
Fiction. Good. Thank you, Mas Abbas. Mbak Afril.
Hello, Bu.
Halo.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Uh, my name is April Patricia Hana Purwanto. You can call me April. I'm from Malang City, and my hobby is drawing and watching some animation film.
Good. Animation film and also drawing. I think yes, what is design communication major? Pilih DKV atau jurusan lain karena pinter drawing?
Iya, Bu, saya dari DKV.
Oke, thank you Mbak April. Jadi kayak penyanyi ya, April itu ya, singer ya. Thank you. Next is siapa nih? Mbak Dona ya. Halo Mbak Dona.
Halo, Bu.
Ya, please introduce yourself Mbak Dona.
Excuse me, Bu. Lagi di luar, Bu. Sorry.
Oke, take care Mbak Donna, hati-hati ya di
Iya,
jalan.
Bu.
Next is, sorry, ini kayaknya Mas ya, Mas Fadio.
Yes, ma'am. Ini memperkenalkan nama ya, Bu?
And then,
Maaf, Bu, saya keluar dulu. Lagi di dalam ruangan kantor.
oh lagi kerja,
Iya, Bu, maaf, Bu.
still working, oke, thank you. Have a good
Iya,
selamat bekerja.
iya, makasih, Bu.
Yes, you're welcome. Next Mbak Fariska.
Aku ini masih di perjalanan.
Oke, it's okay. Thank you Mbak Fariska. Setidaknya saya bisa ini ya, bisa tahu nama mahasiswa, jadi familiar online dan offline nih. Next Mbak Fauzia.
Hello, Miss. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Fauzia Ayu Lestari. I'm from Bali, and my hobby is design and creativity.
Are you from Bali?
Yeah.
Oke, good. Pulau Dewata ya. Thank you Mbak Fauzia. And then next is Mbak Fariska. Tadi sudah belum ya? Sudah ya. Mbak Gracia.
Iya, Miss.
Halo Mbak Gracia.
Halo,
Where are
Miss.
you?
Bagaimana, Miss? Maaf, suaranya kecil di sini.
Oh kecil, oke. Mana Mbak Gracia? Where are you from?
I'm from Sidoarjo, Miss.
Oh Sidoarjo, Kota Udang.
Iya.
Nah, where do you work Mbak Gracia?
Angkutan, auditor, Miss.
Good. Thank you Mbak Gracia.
Oke, thank you, Miss.
And then next Mbak Laila. Halo Mbak Laila.
Hai Miss.
Please introduce.
Sorry Miss kalau agak terpatah-patah.
Hai, itu never mind. Yang penting mau belajar, mau speak. Udah happy.
Enggak, saya enggak biasa bicara saya biasanya. Enggak biasa itu.
It's okay.
Good evening everyone.
Evening.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Laila Alifia Mardatillah, majoring in accounting. My hobby is knitting, sewing and editing video and photos. I am from South Sulawesi.
Sulawesi. It's very far from Asia ya. Sulawesi Selatan ya. Good. As a editor. Welcome to our class Mbak Laila. Thank you for your introduction. It's very grateful. And then next, Mas Lintang, benar? Mas Lintang Chandra, is it Mas or Mbak?
Mbak, Bu.
Oh sorry, oke Mbak Lintang. Karena dari picture-nya kok kayaknya ladies ya. Ternyata benar ladies. Silahkan Mbak Lintang.
Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Lintang Chandra Yunata. You can call me Lintang. I'm come from Lamongan, but I currently live in Balikpapan. And my hobby is reading comic.
Reading.
Thank you.
Oke, good. Thank you Mbak Lintang dari Kalimantan ya, Balikpapan jauh sekali. Next, Mbak Maharani. Benar ya, Maharani? Maharani Neonufa. Halo, Mbak Maharani.
Halo.
Halo.
Halo, Miss.
Ya. Please introduce yourself, Mbak Maharani.
Okay. My name Maharani Neonufa. You can call me Rani. and I'm from Kupang.
Kupang, wow. Thank you, Mbak,
Oh yeah.
our class. And then Mbak Nabila.
Hello, Miss. My name is Nabila Niwandari. My nickname is Nabila. My house in Mojokerto. My hobby are reading and watching. Oke, terima kasih. Thank you.
Thank you Mbak Nabila, reading and watching movie ya. Next,
Yes.
Mas Rafli. Sorry, Mas or Mbak Rafli Firza.
Mas Bu.
Oke, Mas Rafli, please introduce yourself.
Good evening, Miss. My name is Rafli Firza Safrian. I live in Pandaan and my hobby is cooking and reading book.
Oke, good. Pandaan. Thank you,
Yes.
Mas Rafli. And then Mas Rivaldan.
Hello, Miss.
Halo.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Let me introduce.
Sorry, Mas Rivaldan. Ini yang di offline class semuanya pada gitu loh. Saya nggak tahu.
Hello, offline class. My name is Rivaldan Bagaskara. You can call me Rivaldan. I'm from South Malang, but now I'm work and live in Surabaya as a graphic designer. My hobby is watching movie. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mas Rivaldan. What is designer and also his hobby is watching movie. Good, thank you. Welcome to our class. And then next is Mbak Sekar ya.
Hello,
Halo.
my name is Sekar Ambarsari. You can call me Sekar, and I live in Bondowoso. My hobby is drawing.
Okay, thank you, Mbak Sekar.
You're
Next,
welcome.
next is Mas Supriyanto ya.
Hello, Miss Vidya and everyone. Let me introduce. Hello.
Halo.
Oh, yeah. Can I repeat?
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Supriyanto. I live in Klaten, Central Java, and my hobby is running. And now I'm work in one of the Japanese language center. And that's it. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, Mas Supriyanto. Japanese Center ya. Berarti are you
Yes.
master of Japanese language?
Yes.
Yes, very good. Bolehlah kapan-kapan ngomong bahasa Jawa halus, cuma saya pasti nggak ngerti bahasa Jawa.
Okay, Miss.
Thank you, welcome to our class. And then next is Mas Tobias. Kayaknya Mas ya kali ini ya.
Halo.
Halo Mas Tobias.
Halo, Miss.
Halo.
Halo. Apa suara saya kedengaran nggak, Bu?
Terdengar sangat jelas.
Oh, iya. Good evening. I live in Malang and I work as a kitchen staff. My hobby is flying motorcycle and playing games.
Magelang, I think it's city ya, near of Borobudur Temple. Thank you, Mas.
Magelang is Malang.
Next, Yolanda, benar ya?
Malang.
Yolanda is it Mbak or Mas? Halo, Mbak Yolanda. Mbak Yolanda kayaknya ini ya, mic-nya masih trouble ya. Oke, welcome to our class. Oh, halo Mbak Yolanda.
You can hear me, Miss?
Of course.
Oh, of course. Oh, okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah. My name is Yolanda Dwi Gita. You can call me Gita. I work as administrative staff member. I'm from South Sumatra. My hobbies are drawing and listening to music.
Thank you, Mbak Yolanda Sumatra. Welcome to our class. And then the last one for online class. And then next is offline class turn, ya. Next is Mbak Zahra. Halo Mbak Zahra.
Hello, Miss.
Halo.
Good morning, everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Zahra Kalsum Khairunisa. You can call me Zahra. I live in Blitar. I work as a fashion design laboratory assistant at SMK Brantas Karangkates.
Okay, thank you Mbak Zahra. Good, welcome to our class. And next is offline class turn. Silahkan please introduce yourself. Jadi teman-teman online ini mahasiswa kita yang offline class ya, biar saling mengenal.
Hello my beloved friend. Udah. Hello my beloved friends. Let me tell you about myself. My name is Nandan Maharani. Then you can call me Nandan. And like you know, I come from Middle Kalimantan. So, but actually, I was born in Serang, Banten. So, my hobby is rapping. I'm a rapper.
Okay, thank you, Mbak Nandan.
Enough?
Yes. Beside of Nandan.
Good evening, everyone. Let me take a moment to introduce myself. My name is Nailul Husnia. You can call me Nailul. I come from Karangploso, Malang, and I currently work at a fishing equipment distribution company. That is all.
Okay, thank you Mbak Nailul. Mbak Nailul work in fishing distribution ya. Tadi di online class ada yang hobinya fishing. Nah, maybe if you want to buy something about fishing, you can contact Mbak Nailul. Thank you. Next.
Hello, my name is Joyce Valencia Nyiltasari, but you can call me Velin. I currently at the 9 Resident Arumba in Lawak Waru, Tunggul Wulung, Malang City. I am working in the food and beverage F&B industry. In my free time, I enjoy cooking and beautiful scenery.
Okay, thank you Mbak Joyce.
Okay, hello everyone.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Aniasi Wulandari. You can call me Nia. I'm from Malang, Subdistrik Bantur. I work at the largest retail company in Indonesia is Alfamart as an analyst product to 2012 until now. So my hobby is watching Noah concert special to meet Ariel.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I hope we can run and grow together, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Mbak Niasi. Yes, next.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Diana Dwi Putri. You can call me Diana. I live in Pakis. I work at PT Indonesian Tobacco. My hobby is random. Yes, cooking and climbing. That's enough.
Thank you, Mbak Diana. I think you have a lot of hobby, ya. Thank you. Next.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Firhan Hamza, but you can just call me Firhan. Currently, I work at a company engaged in education and consulting with a core focus on accounting and tax. I'm part of creative and digital marketing division, and sometimes I also work as an instructor for vocational high school students. I have strong interest in such topics like education, youth development, economics, business, and of course, accounting and tax. I consider myself a passive English user, mostly because my job requires me to read literature and research, especially for research and practical accounting tasks, which are often written in English. Even so, I enjoy the process and I'm excited to improve through in this class.
Okay, welcome and thank you, Mas Firhan. Beside of Mas Firhan.
Hello everyone and good evening Miss Widya.
Good evening.
And hello friends in this class.
Hello.
Yeah. Let me introduce myself. My name is Yesi Octavia. You can call me Okta. My original address is from Blitar City. I work at the HINH Reborn Digital Office, Logistic Monitoring Admin Division, which is located at Lowokwaru, Malang. And other hand, my activities are studying at the ASEAN Institute University. And then I have a hobby singing and sports, especially the gym.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you, Mbak Yesi. Singing and sport and actually gym. My hobby is also gym. Maybe we can go to gym together. Maybe someday.
Yeah, yes.
Thank you. Bisa tahu Mbak Yesi? Silahkan.
Good evening, Miss, and
Good
hello
evening.
everyone. My name is Hanu Malika. I'm from Malang City. I work at garment manufacturing company as a administrative staff. And nice to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mbak Hanum. The last one for offline class.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
My name is Devita Aprilia. I'm from Surabaya City. I live in Malang City. I work at a pharmaceutical distribution company. My hobby is drawing and watching anime. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mbak Devita. Well, thank you for everyone. I think you have a good pronunciation and also a good introduction. I hope that you can enjoy our class for one semester. Well, I will continue for the material. There is a fun fact about English, yeah. Did you know over 1.5 billion people speak English today? There is 1 in every 5 people on the planet. So, as we know that the population is around 8 billion, jadi populasi di dunia itu saya sempat baca saat ini sekitar 8 miliar, sangat banyak sekali ya. Nah, 1 dari 5 orang di planet ini berbicara bahasa Inggris. It means that berapa persennya ya yang bisa menghitung? How many percent? 1.5 between 8 billion, maybe around 20% ya. 20% dari total populasi dunia itu 1/5-nya berbicara bahasa Inggris. Jadi kalau kita di sini di kelas ada 12, kemudian di online class there is 20 student ya, 20 people. Berarti 30 dibagi 5, 6 ya. Sekitar ada 1/6-nya speak in English. It means that, nah itu berarti teman-teman memiliki bahasa Inggris yang cukup bagus. Karena saya mendengar juga your pronunciation and also your what is your sentence in a good ya, in a good arrangement, dalam rangkaian yang cukup bagus. Jadi that's fun fact about English. So it become English as a global language ya. Jadi itu yang menjadikan bahasa Inggris sebagai bahasa global or international language. And then ini I think it's not important for us ya, just a regulation. But for our learning objective, kenapa sih kita kok harus mempelajari bahasa Inggris ya? Apalagi English conversation. English itu maybe teman-teman pernah mempelajari since elementary school mungkin ya, atau bahkan ada yang TK-nya TK internasional. Ada yang dari SMP, junior high school or senior high school. So this one is our objective for English conversation class. The first is students should be able to express economic concept and argument clearly and effectively in spoken English. The second one, the students are able to build professional network and relationship through proficient English communication. And the third one, the students are able to build confidence in speaking English in front of audience, an essential skill for conferences, public speaking event, and academic defenses. Nah, walaupun teman-teman ada yang di online ya, tetapi kita tetap nanti ada komunikasi secara bahasa Inggris supaya kita bisa berinteraksi ya, tidak hanya saya yang berkomunikasi, but we can communicate each other. So, what will we learn in this semester? This is our material topics ya. The first is introduction, and then the second one is vowel and consonant. There is a part of speech, greeting and leave taking, networking, telephoning, invitation, complaining and apologizing, negotiation, and the last one is promotion. So, for each meeting, we will study for this one. Lesson agenda, the first meeting, syllabus, it means that today, yeah, today is our first and also the second topic. In the first agenda, I will share about our subject or course, objective of the course, topic of material, lesson agenda, and also examination. And then the second one, yang kedua, jadi kita akan ada dua pembahasan. The topic about introduction, why do we need to learn to speak English? Kenapa sih kita kok harus belajar bahasa Inggris? Padahal bahasa Indonesia aja sudah menjadi bagian bahasa UNESCO kayak gitu ya. And then, kenapa kok tidak melestarikan bahasa tradisional? Nah, dia yang berbicara seperti itu. Kenapa? Why do we need to learn English language? And the second one, how become a better learner of English? Bagaimana sih menjadi pembelajar yang baik dalam bahasa Inggris? On third meeting, we will study about vowel and consonant. And vowel and consonant, students are able to pronounce English word clearly and precisely, both vowels and consonant in daily conversation or in a professional context. Jadi supaya tidak ada salah baca, kemudian karena salah baca akan menjadikan salah arti ya. For example, saya akan mengetikkan some words in chat. So how do you pronounce it? Mungkin teman-teman yang online ya, bagaimana sih cara membacanya itu? Boleh open mic? Ada yang online class? How do you pronounce that word?
Blood, Bu.
Oke, suaranya siapa, Mas? Mas Suprianto, yes? How do you pronounce it?
Blood, maybe.
Okay, good. Blood. This one is blood ya, darah in Indonesia. How about this one? The next word is yes. Suaranya siapa nih? Mbak Laila ya? Ya, how do you say that word, Mbak Laila?
Yang kedua, Miss.
Yang kedua?
Business.
Good, business. Jadi kata yang kedua kita membacanya adalah bisnis. Jangan sampai mahasiswa Asia nih ya membacanya business. Saya pernah melihat televisi lokal di Malang ya. Wajah presenternya saya masih ingat, cuma saya lupa namanya. Jadi membacakan berita dalam bahasa Inggris dan membaca bisnis adalah business. Saya langsung, aduh kok bisa seperti ini jadi presenter ya. Jadi, nah itulah pentingnya kita mempelajari vowel and consonant in English. Next, berikutnya. Di pertemuan keempat dan kelima, in 4 and until 5 meeting, we will study about parts of speech. Mungkin ada yang masih ingat ya, ini part of speech itu apa? Nah, what is the objective of part of speech? The students are able to understand, use, and develop a strong foundation in grammar that enables precise and effective communication. Part of speech consists of noun, verb, pronoun, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, and also interjection. Jadi itu semua yang termasuk dalam part of speech. Nah, bagaimana cara menggunakannya, kemudian posisinya di mana di sentence, nanti kita akan bahas. And then the next one is greeting and leave taking. In greeting and leave taking, we will use greeting and leave taking in business context. Communicate politely and effectively, adjust expression to context and culture, and then the last one is build confidence in professional conversation. And then 7 meeting, we have networking. Jadi networking di sini bukan jaringan internet begitu ya, but this is in another context about communication. Students are able to give a positive first impression in communicating in English, starting conversation with new people, attending job interview, or starting presentation by introducing themselves clearly, confidently, and professionally in formal and informal situation. Because of course, we will meet a lot of people in formal and also informal situation, baik dalam bentuk formal dan informal ya. Nah, bagaimana kita melakukan network in English. Midterm test kita tidak ada, and then telephoning, ya. And telephoning, the students are able to understand and practice communication using the telephone, making appointments, making and receiving phone calls, and being able to mention phone numbers according to the correct spelling in English. Nah, coba I give you an example. Please mention this telephone number. Silahkan yang online class. How do you say that number?
Can I try, Miss?
Yes. What's your name?
My name is Priyanto.
Oh ya.
Um, 0877312699992.
Oke, thank you Mas Supriyanto. Ada lagi yang mau mencoba? Sekarang yang offline class ya, saya kasih nomor yang sama. Bener nggak ya, saya kok agak ragu, bener nggak Mas? No. Kurang 2 angka. Yang offline, do you want to try? How do you say the phone number? Mbak Ani, Asih, or Miss Rapper, Mbak Rapper?
Nggak tahu, Miss. 0,
ya,
773 126 992.
Oke, thank you. Jadi semua betul ya. All is true. Mas Supriyanto tadi menyebutkan 087731269992. And then Mbak Nenden say that 087731269992. Semuanya betul. Jadi kita bisa memakai 77, 999 atau menyebutkan one by one. That's about telephoning. And then next topic about invitation. Nah, the objective of this topic is the student are able to identify, determine, and apply formal and informal invitation sentence form. Maybe teman-teman ada yang mau membuat surat undangan ya, undangan formal dan informal dalam bahasa Inggris. Kalau kata Mas Shaldi undangan nikah. Masih jauh kayaknya kalau yang di kelas ini ya. It will different in online class, maybe you have a family. Nah, ini bagaimana sih cara membuatnya dalam bahasa Inggris. And then next topic about complaining and apologizing. The student are able to provide composed sentences in English in a coherent and structured manner to give complaining and apologize in English in various situations. Jadi kita tidak hanya complain tetapi juga apologize, meminta maaf ya dalam bahasa Inggris. And then next about negotiation. In negotiation, the student are able to identify sentences to negotiate in English, understand how to have a good discussion, how to convey the right ideas, and draw integrated conclusion. And students are able to choose vocabulary in negotiating. Nah, usually yang pinter negotiation itu ladies ya, biasanya cewek ya. Pinter negosiasi tawar-menawar di pasar belanja gitu ya. Nah, how to negotiate in English. Sekarang kita mempelajari bagaimana sih melakukan negosiasi dalam bahasa Inggris. Tapi jangan sesekali tawar-menawar di pasar tradisional khususnya di Malang memakai bahasa Inggris ya. Saya tidak yakin pedagangnya akan mengerti. Tidak semua akan memahami bahasa Inggris. Nah, there is negotiation and then promotion. In promotion, the students are able to identify sentences for promotion in English, understand how to promote well, choose vocabulary in promotion, how to convey ideas correctly, and draw integrated conclusion. Melakukan promotion, and then the last is final test ya. In final test, kalau saya dibisikin katanya kelas online itu final testnya apa Mas? Zoom ya Mas ya? Langsung nanti ya. Final testnya untuk online class we will do directly in online session. Actually in English ya, English language proficiency in both everyday and also professional communication is an essential asset. Jadi bahasa Inggris itu sangat penting sebenarnya, aset penting for economic, business, and then design communication, visual student ya, untuk mahasiswa. Khususnya FEB, FTD ya. FEB itu ada akuntansi, manajemen, FTD ada DKV, TI, SK ya. This is very important and also essential asset because business student and also technology student can compete in the global era, bisa melakukan kompetisi di era global and also collaborate across culture and excel in both academic and industrial setting. That is about English conversation. Maybe do you want to say something? Ada yang mau disampaikan dari online atau offline class? Yang online class misalkan mau minum dulu boleh karena lebih santai. Yang offline bawa minum boleh, bawa kopi supaya tidak ngantuk juga boleh. Oke, kita lanjut ya teman-teman ya. Masih bersama saya ya semuanya ya untuk online ya. Saya ingin dengar dulu nih suaranya. Halo.
Halo Miss.
Hai.
Halo Miss.
Oke.
Masih ada semua di sini. Well, I will continue for this dulu ya video. Outing.
Okay, go forward, forward. Bailey, go, go, go. Go, go. Daddy's gonna go grab Kaden. It's okay. Keep going. Keep going. Bailey, good girl.
No, have pictures on.
I know I need to, huh? I will, baby. You keep focusing on your bicycle. Look at you go. Bailey, you're doing so good. Let's get a picture of your face. Your cute little face. I don't even think I can walk backwards fast enough. Yeah. Yeah, you can do it too. You can do it too.
Can go back better. Can go back better.
Yeah.
The escape.
Bailey, you're doing such a good job. I'm a proud mommy. How fast you're going.
Oke, nah that's about video. Nah, kenapa sih Bu kok kita melihat video anak kecil latihan sepeda padahal kita belajarnya English conversation? Kira-kira why? Why we have to watch that video? Kira-kira kenapa sih kita harus melihat video itu dan apa hubungannya dengan bahasa? Dari online, kira-kira kenapa? Kemudian setelah itu kelas offline. Silahkan teman-teman yang online. Apa hubungannya belajar bersepeda dan bahasa?
Boleh izin menjawab?
Silahkan Mas Rivaldan.
Pakai bahasa Indonesia, Bu?
Dicampur bahasa Inggris, Bu.
Kalau saya nangkepnya sih lihat video anak kecil belajar sepeda ini dari perspektif saya bahwa belajar bahasa Inggris itu nggak bisa langsung jago. Bahkan orang yang tinggal di negara yang berbahasa Inggris pun bahasa Inggrisnya bakal susah. Jadi bahasa Inggris itu memang harus dilatih dan terus-menerus gitu.
Oke, sudah Mas Rivaldan?
Iya, cukup.
Thank you Mas Rivaldan. Dari offline class, silakan. Why? Ayo Mbak Yesi.
Tes. Because she is learn and keep learning to achieve success. Karena kan kita harus terus belajar dan terus belajar untuk mencapai sesuatu yang kita inginkan. Seperti itu. And keep strong juga itu juga mempengaruhi. Seperti itu. Itu kalau dari saya. Kalau dari Mas Firhan enggak?
Oke, thank you. Nice choice. Oke, Mas Firhan. Oke. Oh, sudah diwakilkan. Oke, thank you. Well, thank you Mas Rivaldan and also Mbak Yesi. Nah, based on the research of Maynila Arnold and Evans in 2014, language structure same as riding bicycle. Language structure is like riding bicycle. Jadi kita mempelajari bahasa itu sama halnya kita belajar bersepeda. Kita sama-sama memiliki memori yang sama dalam bahasa dan bersepeda. In research of Maynila Arnold and Evans 2014, memory divided into two terms ya. Jadi memori itu dibagi menjadi dua bagian. Ada short term memory and also long term memory. Ada memori jangka pendek dan memori jangka panjang. In short term memory or STM ya, kita mengenalnya biasanya STM ya, short term memory. This is temporary storage system that holds information for a short period. Jadi benar-benar sangat singkat. In a seconds to minute, dalam hitungan detik ke menit, itu untuk short term. This is very important for processing immediate language input ya. For example, remembering a sentence while trying to understand it. And then next one is long-term memory or LTM. Store information over a longer period from hours to a lifetime. Mungkin teman-teman ada yang masih ingat kejadian waktu kecil sampai sekarang ya, atau bahkan ada yang masih ingat ketika pertama belajar bersepeda. No, ada yang ingat kok, aduh.
Nah Bu, terus pas lagi belajar nyungsep, abis nyungsep ininya apa kayak orang amit ya, sumbing itu loh Bu, bongap.
Your lips, ya.
Ya. Udah miss gitu doang.
Belajar bersepeda kemudian jatuh, akhirnya di bagian wajah ada yang terluka. Mungkin yang di online class juga pasti ada yang masih mengingat ya, ketika pertama kali belajar bersepeda, ada yang nabrak, kemudian ada yang help with your parents, dibantu dengan orang tua, atau bahkan memakai roda bantuan ya. Ini kalau di gambar kita melihat ada 4 roda. Jadi 2 roda di kanan kirinya itu sebagai bantuan. Nah, that's same as in language structure or study in language. Kita juga memerlukan bantuan ketika mempelajari suatu bahasa. Nah, di dalam long term memory divided into 2 kinds, declarative and also procedural memory. Jadi di dalam declarative memory, this is memory of facts and information that can be concisely recalled and described. Jadi memori ini bisa dideskripsikan dan dipanggil kembali gitu ya. And then di dalam procedural memory, this memory for how to perform skill and action automatically. For example, riding a bike and then typing or speaking. Nah, itu there is procedural memory. Sama dengan riding a bike. Kita memiliki memori yang sama. Crucial for language fluency as it involves the automatic use of grammar, pronunciation, and then sentence form, yeah, that is in procedural memory. And then in declarative, we divide it into 2, semantic and episodic. In semantic memory, this is about general fact, concept, and also knowledge about the word. In language, it store vocabulary. Jadi mempelajari kosakata itu masuk ke semantik. And then grammar rules and language fact itu masuk ke semantik. And the last one is episodic memory. This is memory of personal experience and specific event. Maybe your last birthday party, mungkin pesta ulang tahun terakhir kali ya. Itu masuk di episodic memory. In language learning, episodic memory help recall specific conversation or experiences where certain word or structure were used. Itu yang membedakan. Untuk what is semantic and also episodic. Dari sini maybe teman-teman bisa ya? Do you get the point? Mhm. In short ya, jadi in conclusion, kesimpulannya, short-term memory, this is important for processing immediate language input, for example, remembering a sentence while trying to understand it. Long-term memory store all language, knowledge, and skill, divided into two, declarative memory and also procedural memory. In declarative memory, there are semantic. This is related on vocabulary meaning, grammar rules, and language fact. And then episodic, recall specific conversation or experiences where certain word or structure we use. That is for research about language structure and riding bicycle. Jadi dalam mempelajari bahasa dan bersepeda itu memiliki memori yang sama. Karena bahasa juga skill, jadi kemampuan kita harus mengasah ya, atau bahkan mungkin memerlukan bantuan dari teman yang lebih jago dalam berbahasa, atau bahkan kursus ya. Sekarang banyak sekali kursus online, kita tidak harus offline untuk mengupgrade skill yang kita miliki. Next, kita lanjutkan in the next session about this one. Okay, about English conversation. Kita coba nih ya, kita coba interaktif. Nah, if you could talk to anyone in the world, a celebrity, business leader, or even a K-pop idol, who would it be and what would you say to them in English? Kita interaktif dulu untuk teman yang online dan offline. Jika kita bertemu dengan seseorang di dunia ini, entah itu selebritas atau CEO gitu ya, atau bahkan artis-artis, kira-kira siapakah yang ingin kita temui dan apa yang mau dikatakan pada mereka dalam bahasa Inggris? I give you an example. Kalau di sini ini ya, di sini saya dapat bisikan goib, bisikan offline ya. Ada yang mau ketemu dengan K-pop yang lagi tenar itu maybe BTS ya, BTS. I want to talk to BTS. I want to talk to BTS ya. I would tell them how their music inspire us and ask about their experience connecting with fans worldwide. That is the example. Itu contohnya. Nah, bagaimana dengan teman-teman? Kira-kira mau bertemu siapa dan bagaimana? Dari kelas offline, oke boleh. Silahkan.
With Yonggi, I will say, Yonggi marry me.
Okay. Yonggi, will you marry me? Thank you. Ada lagi yang dari offline? Oh, luar negeri. Mbak Aniasi, boleh nggak harus luar negeri, Indonesia boleh? Atau mau bertemu dengan Mas Shaldi ada di sini? Mau bertemu siapa Mbak Aniasi?
Mau ketemu Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, okay. What would you say to Elon Musk?
Maybe give me
Yeah. Give me
so many
Give me a lot of money, katanya Mbak Niasih. Wow, enak ya langsung dikasih uang ya. Ya?
And again, I just want to meet with Rosa Blackpink because she's make the beautiful songs like Gone that I love very much that song. All of songs of Rosa Blackpink.
Oke, thank you Mbak Nenden. Sekarang yang teman-teman online, if you could talk to anyone in the world, a celebrity, business leader, or even a K-pop idol, who would it be and what would you say to them in English? Kira-kira apa nih? Silahkan.
Can I wish?
Yes, Mas Suprianto ya?
Yes. And I want to meet Bruno Mars. And I want to say, can you make a song for me? And then we can sing together and share to the world, and we can make me famous like you. Thank you.
Oke, thank you. Di kelas ini langsung gitu loh Mas Suprianto. Kayaknya ini ya, semuanya fans of Bruno Mars. Oke, thank you. Wants to meet Bruno Mars and talk to Bruno Mars. Next, online class ada siapa lagi?
Can I miss?
Yes, Mbak Laila.
If I meet Yasobi, I will say how good the songs they sing are.
Oke, thank you Mbak Laila. Next, ada lagi? Ya, Mbak Yolanda. Louder please Mbak Yolanda, kayaknya ini ya, connectionnya unstable.
A musician of music Golden Horse.
Yeah.
I forget his name, but he give me inspiration and relax music.
Oke, good. Thank you Mbak Yolanda. Satu lagi nih dari kelas online. Mas Rivaldan maybe?
Hello, Miss. If I meet Go Yeon Jung, he's an actor Korean K-drama. If I meet,
Drama.
yeah, I want to walking around and spending time with her. Yeah, that's it.
Oke, good. Thank you. Ternyata banyak sekali ya penggemarnya artis Korea ya. Nah, I will continue for this one. Thank you for your feedback and also your your answer. I show you the element of language. Jadi kalau teman-teman melihat di sini ada tulisan paling besar ya, ada language. Kemudian ada talk, conversation, vocabulary, speaking, and also speech ya. In a large letter, language. Jadi dalam tulisan yang besar di situ ada topik utama yaitu bahasa. Dan ada kata kunci di sekelilingnya, keyword. Ada talk, berbicara, and then ada conversation, percakapan, speaking, berbicara ya, sama-sama berbicara, talk juga. And then speech, pidato, vocabulary, kosakata, yang di dalam tulisan, box kuning itu ada hello ya, balon ada hello, itu sapaan dalam percakapan. Ada icon visualnya di situ, ada silhouette, head of silhouette, siluet kepala berbicara. It means that we do communication Ada gelembung percakapan di situ juga. There is a symbol of language. Ada megaphone. Megaphone presents a voice or speech. And then there are 3 people there. Ada 3 orang di sana, warna kuning ya, dalam satu baris. It means that we need interaction for conversation. Kita perlu berinteraksi dalam conversation. Ada dokumen di situ, di bawahnya vocabulary. It represent text or material of language learning. Ada gear di situ atau roda gigi ya. It's all the process. Jadi segala sesuatu tuh kita melalui proses. And then another symbol, ada tulisan, ada simbol language ya. Di bawahnya vocabulary di situ, kemudian di dekatnya megaphone di situ. Itu menunjukkan bahwa the variety of language and also a translation. Kadang kita memerlukan penerjemah dalam suatu bahasa, khususnya bahasa internasional ya. Apalagi sekarang sudah banyak a lot of AI yang membantu kita dalam menerjemahkan suatu bahasa. Jadi teman-teman tidak perlu khawatir, ragu, membuka buku kamus ya. Kalau zamannya saya kuliah dulu, masih memakai kamus ini, kamus yang tebal itu dibawa ke kampus. Cari artinya ini, jadi membuka, dicari huruf awalnya apa, kemudian diartikan, diartikan one by one, sampai ada mata kuliah translation ya, menerjemahkan, dan itu sangat sulit sekali, karena kita harus mengetahui bentuk waktunya, mau lampau, kemudian mau future tense, seperti itu. Kalau sekarang gampang, tinggal ketikkan aja di ChatGPT atau DeepL ya, teman-teman boleh coba nanti misalkan mau translate something memakai DeepL, nah itu saya ketikkan di chat. DeepL I think it's better than Google Translate. Saya rasa DeepL itu lebih bagus daripada Google Translate ya. Atau bisa juga memakai sekarang yang lagi ramai ChatGPT. Nah, AI ChatGPT. ChatGPT ini bisa menerjemahkan dalam berbagai bahasa juga. Hasilnya juga lumayan bagus. And also misalkan mau curhat ya, diajak curhat juga boleh ChatGPT itu. Nah, mau diajak komunikasi bahasa Inggris juga bisa. Jadi kalau melalui ChatGPT kita melatih writing ya. Misalkan mengajak komunikasinya menggunakan bahasa Inggris. But for conversation maybe you can talk and also speak with your friends secara langsung. And then based on this picture ya, it interpret that the function of language and also basic concept of language. Jadi belajar bahasa itu memerlukan interaksi satu sama lain. Jadi kita harus berani berkomunikasi, berani mencoba ya. Karena semua melalui proses. Tadi sudah disimbolkan dengan bentuk gear di situ. Segala sesuatu itu by process, tidak ada yang langsung instan ya. Sekarang ikut kelas conversation, kemudian setelah kelas conversation langsung mahir, tidak seperti itu. Tapi by process, yang penting you have to be brave, harus berani, mempunyai keinginan untuk belajar. So, why is the importance of English in our daily life? Kira-kira apa sih pentingnya bahasa Inggris itu di dalam kehidupan sehari-hari kita? Dari online atau offline boleh mau menjawab?
For working, because we need a conversation with the other country, then we must speak international, because English is like a language for all around in the world. So for internet, maybe all so much in English, the text from English, like that.
Okay, good answer, Mbak Nenden. Dari online, maybe ada Mas, Mbak. What is the importance of English in our daily life? Based on Mbak Nenden's answer tadi, because English is very important in our education and also for our technology and then business, yeah. Because today there are a lot of internet topics is related on English language or using English language. Okay. So how about online class? What is the importance of English in our daily life? Kira-kira apa sih pentingnya bahasa Inggris itu di kehidupan kita sehari-hari? Ada Mas, Mbak? Halo.
Hai.
Hello.
Mas Rival? Or Mas Suprianto?
Mr. Suprianto.
Okay, Miss. If from me, I agree with Mbak Nenden because of in our daily activity nowadays, so many information using English. So if we are don't know about English, maybe we cannot understand what the information itself. Thank you.
Oke, thank you Mas Suprianto. Biar adil ya, tadi kan Mas Suprianto dipilih sama Mas Rivaldan ya. Coba deh Mas Rivaldan.
Betul.
Importance of English in our daily life.
I'm sorry, my English so bad. English is important because in our daily life, so if you work as a freelance graphic design, you'll meet a lot client from luar negeri. Bahasa Inggrisnya apa, Ibu?
Sorry apa?
Luar negeri.
Luar negeri boleh, abroad boleh, international boleh.
Oh, yeah. If you work as a freelance graphic design, you meet a client from international, you must have a English skill to support your job, and that's why English is important.
Okay, good. Thank you, Mas Rivaldan. Ada lagi maybe yang ladies in the online class or maybe offline class mau menambahkan? Nah ini sudah ada siapa nih? Mbak Laila. Oke, Mbak Laila. What is the importance of English?
For me, as well, when I want to edit videos or photos, sometimes I need English for the text.
Oke, thank you Mbak Laila. Dari offline ada yang mau nambah? Do you want to give opinion? Kayaknya Mbak Aniasi want to talk about English.
English in important our daily life. Travel, use in airport, use in airport, hotels, destination, in international, kemudian for career, dan apa namanya, many job required English profesi in multinational companies.
Okay, good, Mbak Aniasi. Well, so what is the importance English in our life? The first in business sector, education, media and entertainment, and also getting hired. What does it mean? Why? Ya, kenapa kok penting di dalam dunia bisnis? Nah, because in business, English serve as the global language of commerce, enabling professional to communicate with international clients. Ya, jadi misalkan teman-teman punya bisnis, kemudian bisnisnya mau diperluas ke skala internasional, dan pasti akan bertemu dengan international clients or partners. It facilitates global trade and the negotiation and also collaboration across borders. Jadi itu sangat penting dalam dunia bisnis, kita menguasai bahasa Inggris, memfasilitasi dalam global trade, negotiation, and also collaboration. The first point about business. And then the second one is education. Bahasa Inggris juga penting di dalam dunia pendidikan ya. English is the primary language of instruction in many educational institutions worldwide. Proficiency in English grant access to a vast array of academic resource ya. Misalkan sumber-sumber dari waris pendidikan itu ada jurnal or research paper. Itu biasanya yang banyak diakses adalah dalam bahasa Inggris. Karena pasti kita mencarinya yang sumber-sumber dari luar juga, tidak hanya dari dalam. Biasanya sebagai perbandingan penelitian dari Indonesia seperti apa, kemudian dari luar negeri bagaimana. Nah, itulah kenapa kita penting mempelajari bahasa Inggris di dalam our life. Dan this phenomenon now as EMI, English Medium Instruction. Jadi fenomena ini dikenal dengan istilah EMI, English Medium Instruction. Ini menunjukkan bahwa bahasa Inggris ya yang digunakan dalam konteks pendidikan secara luas itu khususnya di negara yang bahasa Inggris bukan sebagai bahasa ibu. Jadi bahasa ibu itu kita kenal sebagai mother tongue. Bukan bahasa ibu kita ya, ibu kita bahasa Indonesia atau bahasa Jawa bukan, tetapi bahasa ibu itu bahasa yang kita gunakan dari lahir secara keseharian. Kalau yang tinggal di Indonesia pasti bahasa ibunya bahasa Indonesia, atau bahkan yang Jawanya masih kental sekali bisa jadi bahasa ibunya adalah bahasa Jawa. Jadi secara keseluruhan penguasaan bahasa Inggris in education is really essential and also important because you can access a lot of what is academic resource in English language. Jadi teman-teman bisa mengakses sumber-sumber akademi ya, sumber akademisnya menggunakan bahasa Inggris. And then the next one, important of English language in our life in media and entertainment. Tadi ada yang sudah menjawab ya temannya tentang media and entertainment ini sangat penting sekali because a significant portion of global media content, including movie, music, literature, is produced in English. Jadi dominannya itu menggunakan bahasa Inggris. And then staying update, ya, understanding English allows individual to enjoy and comprehend a wide range of entertainment and information sources. Jadi kita bisa mengupdate segala informasi dari dunia internasional juga. Dan the last one is wider access to global entertainment. Menguasai bahasa Inggris memungkinkan kita menikmati berbagai jenis hiburan tanpa terjemahan ya, tanpa subtitle. Tapi biasanya dalam mempelajari suatu bahasa itu kita perlu menggunakan subtitle first, menggunakan subtitle di awal Kemudian lambat laun kalau sudah terbiasa, skill sudah terasah, subtitle bisa dihilangkan. Nah, that is the importance of English in our life, actually in media and also entertainment. And then the last one is getting hired. Khususnya untuk teman-teman yang belum bekerja ya. Jadi pentingnya menguasai bahasa Inggris itu, the employers often seek candidate with strong English communication skill. Temannya tadi juga sudah ada yang menjawab untuk mendapatkan pekerjaan maybe in multinational company ya, dalam perusahaan multinational yang biasanya mensyaratkan harus ada tes sertifikat tes bahasa Inggris atau TOEFL ya. Dan pastinya dari skor itu akan menambahkan peluang, memberikan peluang lebih. That means that you have competitive advantage, memiliki kesempatan yang lebih besar jika mendapatkan skor yang lebih bagus. And then essential for global role. And the last one, English same as valuable job skill. Banyak perusahaan mencari kandidat dengan kemampuan komunikasi bahasa Inggris yang baik ya. Jadi kemampuan bahasa Inggris ini sangat membuka peluang kerja di perusahaan multinasional atau bahkan internasional yang bisa teman-teman pelajari dari sekarang. Bahasa Inggris dari dasar kemudian diasah lebih bagus lagi, so you will get a more chance, mendapatkan kesempatan yang lebih besar. Nah, tidak terasa ya, ternyata udah jam 8.45, 9 kurang 15. Padahal pembahasan kita masih banyak. Oke, kayaknya kita lanjutkan next meeting ya. Teman-teman yang offline ini kayaknya udah pada ngantuk ya. Kalau yang online gimana ini? Halo, yang online kelas. Sudah ngantuk atau masih kuat bersama kita? Belajar English conversation. Okay, maybe for online class, do you want to say something or do you want to share something? Ada yang mau disampaikan? Mudah-mudahan pembelajaran hari ini bisa ditangkap oleh teman-teman yang secara online ya. Kalau yang offline saya yakin bisa menangkap ya. Karena yang offline kelas ini langsung di depan saya. Kalau yang online kita berada jauh dan mudah-mudahan ilmunya bisa sampai ke sana. Okay guys, that's for our class today ya. Thanks for joining us. We will meet you on the next meeting on Friday. Kita ketemu lagi di hari Jumat dengan pembahasan masih seputar English language. Mudah-mudahan semuanya diberikan kesehatan, kemudian kelancaran sehingga bisa join di kelas hari Jumat. I think that's all for today class. Thanks for joining. Have a good day, have a good evening ya. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Miss Widya.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
You're welcome. See you.